3 o'clock hour. We're at the 3 o'clock hour in Ely, Minnesota. And here comes Judy. And there is Sharon. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
How are you today?
Great.
We're doing quite well, don't you think?
I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. I just about tipped over there. I don't know why. But
The rocks behind you.
yeah, that's what it is. But anyway, we're right now about $900 away from our match, so we've been doing a really good job out there. $900.
$900. Good job.
$2,100 in an hour?
And we need
We need 900 more.
nice job out there. Thank you so much for putting the effort into it. And we just need 900 more for that $3,000 match. And that is really, really cool. And, again, the snow's coming down hard out there. Yeah, big flakes, and it's making it fun and festive, don't you think? It's very festive. Which brings me to, do you think it's festive?
It's just delightful.
Yeah, festive.
Yeah, right.
Which brings me to another one of our fine coffees that you can make for a gift coming up soon. It is
Ted's Dark Roasted Espresso Blend.
that stuff is to do the maximum lift. That will give you a lift of caffeine because it's the what?
Espresso Blend, and it's Ted's. And I mean, we're into the push.
We got Ted, the Ted blend. And I'll tell you.
He's pulling for us, and that's a lot.
What do you think?
I think having Ted as our largest bear and probably maybe the strongest bear here, we need a nice, strong coffee.
And I think we've got a winner here. This is a winner. I mean, I'll tell you what, this is made for Give to the Max Day. This stuff is made to make, I can't say it. I was going to say put hair on your chest, but I didn't want to say that. But, so I ain't going to say it. But anyway, this stuff is tough. This here, I mean, I think this would eat the rust off a bumper. It's that good a coffee. And can you? Yeah, or one or the other. Yeah, oh yeah. And a partridge in a pear tree. But anyway, we just want to say again, thank you to all you out there. Here we are in the ecology hall that you guys all helped build. I mean, you helped. It was Give to the Max Day last year. Put a big effort toward this, and it really helped us out a lot to build an awesome, awestruck. I mean, this place is just unbelievable. And for those of you that are just joining the web out there, we say hello. And to the new people that are hopefully joining the web, we say hello out there. But we want to talk about this coffee just a bit more. Can we? Because I like coffee.
Well, we sure can, because I'll tell you, if you have this, you're going to be up until midnight with us.
Yeah, with us.
Okay, but we can't get it expressoed over to their house that fast.
I guess not. But we can use it to stay up.
That's right. And is this another great Gene Hicks blend?
It certainly is.
You bet. I mean, of the 4 coffees, we got one for everybody. The breakfast blend for you morning people, the flavored coffee, the Java, that's the holly one, and then we got
the Ted blend. Dark roasted espresso blend.
Full flavor.
And if you buy it before 3:15, you'll get. Anyway, I keep wanting to go to that QVC stuff. Ronco, you know what I mean? Doesn't it bring back memories? Anyway, we are going to have a very nice chat with who?
Our bear curator.
Oh, that's me. Hi.
Sharon Harrell. And what we're going to do is we're going to sit down next to you and we're going to listen.
Oh, no.
Is that okay? We're going to give you the microphone and we're just going to listen.
Have a seat with little
there you
there.
go. And we'll try not to interrupt you.
Yeah, that'll be funny.
No, you might be surprised.
I said earlier we actually turned the volume down on the birds because Dr. Rogers was having a hard time hearing himself talk on the microphone, which is difficult when you have birds playing in the background and the different animal sounds that we had. But I said we need a little campfire look going here, and then it'd be perfect because we have all the animals around us, and in back of us we have the nice fall scene, which, like Scott said, we should probably move over 2 notches to the winter scene, but it's all good. So right now I've told stories much earlier today about Holly and Lucky, and so now it's Honey's turn. And our beautiful, almost 20-year-old, our 19-year-old honey bear, our cinnamon face girl, is just a bear in herself. She requires a lot of space between her and the other bears, and really doesn't put up with a lot of nonsense from them, such as Holly taunting her this summer. So one of my stories is about a marshmallow. Many years back, well, I shouldn't say many, but around 2008, I was walking in the enclosure, which I often did in the evening to pick up anything that shouldn't be there. And Honey met me up by the High Falls. And at this time of the year, the bears are very, very mellow, and they just don't want any food or anything. They just want to be bears and go to sleep. And so I had a marshmallow in my pocket, and so she approached me, and like a good bear caregiver, I gave it to her. And she mouthed it a little bit and then spit it back out in my hand, and I thought, well, okay, you don't want it. I just stuffed it back into my pocket. Well, a couple days later, I was in town, and I'm not sure what I was doing, but I was hungry. And so I reached into my pocket, and I thought, oh, I have marshmallows in my pocket. So I popped it in my mouth. And then I very, very quickly realized it was a marshmallow I had given Honey, who had spit it out in my hand. And but already in my mouth, and in a store, you can't really spit out a marshmallow. And so I ate it. And I figured, bear slobber's got to be good for something. So anyway, Honey and I shared some saliva that day, and I lived through it. So that was really good. And another quick story about Honey. Honey always liked to do things by herself, and again away from the other bears. And so while Ted this is when Lucky was very, very small, so he really didn't bother her. We had given Ted quite a large pile of cedar. If you were with us in the very beginning, you know that the cedar pile used to be up on the hill behind one of the lower falls. And we had quite a large pile there, not small like we have now, but it was quite large. And often Ted and Lucky would play up there. But Honey never really got to go up there because the boys were always up there. And so I put a pile for her up on the mound. And you folks know that the mound, that's where the mound camera is. It's kind of in front of the chalet. Well, I put the cedar up there. And just like the beautiful bear that she is, she sat up in that cedar pile on her back end, and she took that cedar and she smoothed it all over her face and rubbed it up and down her tummy. And I was just in awe of her because she reminded me of a very mature woman putting on her makeup. Oh. And it was a pretty unique experience. I was the only one sharing that experience with her. And it just always reminds me of how awesome these bears are, how each of them have such a different personality, and they're unique into themselves. And it's just a special story that only Honey and I really shared. And I'm sure she shared it oftentimes with her owners, but for me that was a unique experience. So thank you, Honey Bear. And that's my stories.
And you're sticking to it?
I am sticking to it.
And Honey is a bear that is, in my eyes, kind of misunderstood in some ways. She's a very soft bear.
She is, and she's mellowed. She's mellowed out quite a bit in the last few years, and I think the contributing factor to that is we've had consistent care, and I'm not preaching on my little pedestal here, but she's had all the bears have had consistent care, and we've introduced the men to work with Honey where before she didn't have men working with her, and she has responded. And I need Scott to just look away a minute, but she has responded to Scott, so. I don't know. Especially when he puts her name on her bag, and I don't know. Anyway, Honey's just a special bear, and we love her dearly. And each of the bears, again, have such a unique personality, and Honey definitely is one of our bears that has that personality.
Yeah, this year she came out of hibernation and looked good, and then she started shedding her coat. And last year she had like dreadlocks for a long time, even into this year. And I know Cindy had tried to get them off her and did manage to do a pretty good job of it. But this year Cindy visited about the time she was shedding pretty good, and she did a beautiful job getting the hair out of Honey and making her. She just looked. Her coat looked beautiful this year. It really looked beautiful. And for a cinnamon phase bear, people will ask, well, I heard one little boy say, well, that's a grizzly bear. And I said, no. I explained to him what she was, cinnamon phase black bear, and how many different phases there are. Can you explain the different phases of black bears? That's why it's important.
Most people, when you talk about black bears, they think, well, you're talking about a black bear. Black bears have brown muzzles. Some of them don't. Some of them have black faces, and some of them have white and maybe a spot of white, such as Holly has just a faint 2 spots of white on her chest. And you have to look, and they're there though. And some of the bears out, the research bears, such as Bow Bear, has this beautiful white bow. And her son, Bow Ty, get it? These are wild bears between Ely and Tower. And Bow was one of the bears that was a research bear. So, although I don't know if Bow ever wore a collar or not. Maybe some of you folks know that. I don't. Anyway, she could be distinctly identified by the beautiful white bow on her chest. There's also Honey's color, the cinnamon phase. Now, cinnamon phase, they do tend to be more of a western color, and the farther east you go, you have more of the black color, and the farther west you go, you pick up the cinnamons and the browns. There is also the beautiful, elusive Kermode bear, or the spirit bear, as some folks call it. And I was privileged enough to go to Klemtu, British Columbia, to spend some time in the rainforest. And although we did do that, we did not get to see the white bear. So, and there's also the Glacier Blue, which is western Washington State, Alaska bear that is a kind of a silverish, bluish tone to its coat. So different phases of the browns, tans, off-whites, they occur in the black bear, and that's the species. This species is the only animal that has the different color phases. Any other questions?
No, that was a great description of the bears and their colors. And when you talk about Honey and Ted, and you talk about the care that they've had prior to coming here, and then you see the Cindy here with the two of them, they just act so much different when she comes to visit them. They just really are just such a amazing difference. They actually, people don't think that they don't remember. They remember well. And watching her react with those two bears is it's pretty awesome. And there again, we look at cinnamon phase bear like Honey, and we think, okay, we've also heard she's crabby, or she's this, or she's that. I think every bear or every animal has its own personality. And that's why you like them. I mean, they're just got a unique personality, each one. And Lucky's different than Holly, Holly's different than Ted, and Ted's different than Honey. And it's just what we match up to is what it really is. And I think that the Bear Center has done a wonderful job with Honey and a wonderful job with Ted, and they're just looking great. That kind of covers our 4 bears. That's Ted stories are my favorite stories too. Yeah, they're good ones too. And I'm sorry that I would forget about Ted. How can you forget about Ted? Yeah, especially with the Ted blend. Right. But when you're looking again at our bears, you'll start to notice a lot of things that our web store and our store is going to have that are going to be related to Ted, Lucky, Honey, and Holly. And we're going to brand those bears heavily here in need so that people can get attached to them because they deserve attachment. They really do.
When he says brand, he doesn't mean like psh brand. He means like the label brands. Yeah, yes. Store labels. Yes. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that.
Yeah, we can't use the same brand we did on the employees. But smiley face. They like that, But anyway, again, we thank you. We don't know how close we are to the match. We were 900 away when we started, and Sharon didn't go too long at all. She actually did excellent. Maybe they want to hear some more stuff too, but she did a very, very good job. Sharon, you are a great bear curator. You do a nice job. No. But go ahead.
Well, I some of you that visited this summer knows that we would, purposely get Holly to scream and do her little vocalizations, and it was a lot of fun, but some folk, it's kind of annoying too, actually. But anyway, Cindy, the Bears owners, when she comes, always brings treats. And Holly and Lucky have learned the lady with the treats. And so Holly would, be, screaming like a little banshee girl. And so Cindy just told her, if you want a treat, you have to use your good girl manners. And I'm not sure how she arranged that, but Holly, if you say, Holly, you need to use your good girl manners, she sits down now to get her treat. Wow. And so it was quite interesting that it didn't take too long for her to learn that. We know that bears are very intelligent animals and very similar in respect to simple problem solving and being able to get into anything that they want to get into. But Holly just seems to be, well, they all are. I've seen Lucky do some problem solving as how to get over that fence and work it out for himself. So it's just interesting when you actually can see their little brains working to get what they want. So it's pretty cool. My job is cool. Thank you.
I think this time Judy and Sharon are probably going to say goodbye and mean it. Okay. But I just want to say we're going to say goodbye, and we're going to see you at top of the 4 o'clock hour, right? And we're at 3:17 right now, so we will see you in exactly 43 minutes. And that ain't long from now, and let's hope that we get a golden ticket here soon. And let's keep on going with the numbers that we're doing. The donations, if they can come in small increments, do help us get more chances to get drawn for the golden ticket. We still have the 2 big tickets, the two $10,000 tickets. We have the golden ticket that we're waiting for the scheduled donations for the 1st through the 11th, and then we've got the match, and then we've got the other $10,000 golden ticket at the end, correct? So we couldn't be more excited about it. I mean, there's a potential to come out of this phenomenal thanks to you guys. And thanks to your efforts and your patience in filling out the small increment donations so that we get more numbers counting toward us for the draw. So keep smiling, have fun, and we'll see you at 4 o'clock. Thank you.